Hello and welcome everyone, this is Calebovitsch coming to you with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I wanted to give you an overview what was happening in day 2 of the Sweet 18s tournament I'm taking part in. If you want to know more about the event itself, I would suggest you check out a video from day number 1 called Rules and Pools. I was talking about all the rules of the tournament, and you can also see which champions I pulled from the 30 Ancient, 10 Void and 4 Sacred Shards that we have gotten from Plarium. But okay, let's head on to a brief shortcut of what was happening for me on my account in day 2. So on day 1 I did manage to open, as you can see, a Miscreated Monster, which was a huge and great pull, and that guy, Mr. Frankie, got me through most of the normal campaign. And on day 2 I was really struggling on normal with stage 11-7. I was not really able to do it fully on auto, so this is my attempt on manualing it. My starter champion was Kale, but instead of trying to get through the campaign with both Miscreated Monster and Kale, I opted to just go with the HP Beast, because he's not that easy to kill. I mean, currently he is in a lifesteal set. He has the It's Alive A3 ability, which heals him for 50%. And he's got a great AoE attack. He's got some stuns on a low probability, but still. And yeah, here I was struggling because of the bad affinity. He does have problems on mono force stages, obviously, but this is my attempt. This is day 2. This is 5-star level 47 Miscreated Monster with no books from what I remember. Just trying to get through the 11-7 boss, and after 5 or 7 runs I was finally able to do that. And from there on out it went easier, it went really downhill from there on out. It snowballed in a favorable way because the other stages were more green. For example, this is the final fight of 12-7 to end the campaign, to end the normal campaign on 3 stars and earn myself not 1 but 2 Void Shards. And as far as Void Champions go, I did ban Force as a full affinity because of the requirements of this tournament, and I still have 2 slots for Void Shards that I can be for Void Champions where I can be using, but I'm leaving opening the Void Shards up to day 3 because that is when a 2-time rarity event is happening in the game. Also, Plarium supplied each contestant with 5 5-star chickens, which means after completing the campaign I went on, fed him some potions, some XP brews, and made him into a 6-star monster. Miscreated Monster, that is. Yeah, he was doing a lot of things. You can see the equipment. I also, on day 1, I purchased masteries for him for 800 gems, and getting him up to 6-star allowed me to get that War Master. Then I was thinking about using some of the rare books on Kale, but I was thinking between whether I should be using them on Kale or maybe, just maybe, on Cold Heart. And in the end I opted to go for the other great rare champion that I have here, and I opted to get Cold Heart up and running on her books, with the thought that Kale is going to be the next one receiving tutelage, if that's a word even. So yes, I booked Cold Heart as much as possible, and a couple of future books. I mean, right now she's missing 3 books, 3 tomes, but that is not a great, but that is not a lot. That is still achievable. So yeah, sure. After that, I thought to myself, okay, this tournament is about clearing the dungeons. So I thought to myself, okay, let's get these 5 champions. Let's get Miscreated Monster, let's get Kale, the starter champion, let's get Cold Heart, let's get Elhain, which I opened, and let's get Diabolist, which I also opened, and see how far along I can get in Dragon already on day 2, because Dragon, in my opinion, has the best items for early to mid game and late game for sure, obviously, because it has lifesteal, it has speed, and it has accuracy. I mean, accuracy is slightly overshadowed with the perception sets that we can craft in the Forge, but given this is a free-to-play account and a very early one, and I won't be doing faction wars anytime soon, that means, yeah, still it's going to be accuracy and not perception. Got up to level 22, I see, and got through the several of the early stages of Dragon quite easily. These runs have been sped up to 2x, so that it doesn't take a long time, but you can still see that stage 5, 22 seconds, or 23. Stage 5 is also going pretty well, despite 4 out of 5 my champions being magic, and this being a bad affinity matchup. But still, they are doing quite well against this monstrous dragon. It's just gonna take them a bit longer than on future levels even. After all, bad affinity is what it is, bad affinity. The tournament points you can see there are still from the beginners tournament. And the result of beginners tournament you're gonna see soon-ish. Anyway, continuing on. The dragon stages, green is good affinity, and as you can see, the health of the boss is dropping very rapidly. That was stage 7, and a really good piece of accuracy, a really good accuracy weapon here as well. Let's try stage 8. This is a void stage, which means it should be okay, but the next red stage is probably going to be where I fall off. Yeah, Cold Heart is not with us anymore. The other ones are trying, and they're gaining experience points while I'm going at it. I mean, not as much as in campaign, but still a bit. So stage 8 was good. Stage 9 is still a magic one. Yeah, this is where the run will end, as you can see the waves are not insta-dying, and already one of my champions is down. 2 of my champions actually are down during the early 2 waves, and yeah, even Miscreated Monster with a lifesteal set is not going to be enough for those Scorch after Scorch after Scorch, because each future Scorch is just dealing much more damage, and those stuns are also not really helping. So this is where I fell off on Dragon, so it was stage 8. And now to open some Ancient Shards that I've also accumulated throughout the day. Unfortunately, Purgator is just a chicken. Later I got 2 more Ancient Shards, and those had... yeah, one of them had another chicken, and this is a forced one, which means I cannot even use it in any of my runs. And the last one being Wagonbane, also a chicken. I mean, what can you expect? Later I was going through hard campaign, and here you can see a couple of boss runs in the hard part of the campaign. It was still just Miscreated Monster. This was near the end of that day, of that 3-hour run, and Miscreated is up to level 48 now on 6-star, and really slamming it, really crushing it, really smashing it. Frankie is the true MVP of my campaign. He soloed through normal, and he soloed throughout most of hard on days 1 and 2. I mean, just take a look at this fight. Even against bad affinity, he's just smashing face. I mean, sorry, this is not a bad affinity. I'm used to Bad L being red, but here he is void in the campaign because of reasons. The dragon is green, so this is going to be even easier. As you can see, Frankie is already on level 51. So this is going pretty well. Also, him soloing all the campaigns means he's gaining experience, getting up to level 60 that much faster. And smashing even harder, smacking even harder. Alright, so yeah, this is the summary of the day. As you can see here, Miscreated Monster got up to level 53 and 6 stars. He has level 12 items, 4 lifesteal. I got him 2 speed items as well from the initial 2 immortal ones, so that he can smash faster. He even dropped, I even dropped a 5-star HP ring for him from one of the, I think it was a campaign reward. And yeah, he also has 4 books from just going through the campaign and going through the missions. All the masteries already geared up, already happy to smash some more campaigns on future days. Kale is still in offense, Elhain is not the greatest, Coldheart is still not equipped. Diabolist is a bit there for the arena, mainly for the arena missions, and that's about it for the account, and that's about it for the day. As you can see also, I've already done 54 out of the 76 missions in the first leg of the journey towards 300 gems. And yes, I believe this is where I will leave you off. As you can see, Ice Golem on stage 3, Dragon on stage 8, some of the keeps as well. And yes, this is where we part ways. And well, hopefully you enjoyed this quick run through of how the day went. Let me get back on this screen, it is slightly better. Totally went up to level 24 of the account. So still some prizes for progression are here. Still the dailies are coming. As you can see, I'm number 1 in the beginners tournament. And yes, hopefully you enjoyed this video. And remember, if you did, click on subscribe. And soon there will be a summary for day 3 of the tournament. Calebovitsch out.